Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to be talking about Kraken paying $30 million in fines.
That sounds like a slap to me, dude.
For violating securities laws.
Yeah, that's typical, man. SEC just raking it in on the crypto market. They love this market, dude. They're literally funding.
I haven't looked into it, but where does the $30 million go to exactly?
What do you mean?
Where? To who?
To them, I think.
I think you know, Will.
Yeah, dude. It's going to fund, their freaking
operations,
office orgies.
This is
their
their income, in other words?
Don't you think?
I don't know.
Well,
I haven't really looked at it.
The government does supposed to earmark for these types of organizations, right? But I
don't know.
Goes to the SEC DAO, I guess. Well, but nonetheless, so this is another typical slap on the wrist, dude. This whole $30 million figure is very standardized. It usually never goes higher than that, depending.
How much did Library get hit? Do you remember?
No, I don't, but I guess it was enough to pretty much take them
down
all the way down. But Kraken's been around for a while. They've been generating tons.
Yeah.
An exchange, so probably a very liquid entity. So this isn't going to bankrupt them, right? But
yeah, so we were trying to analyze exactly why Kraken and not Coinbase. And so we looked at Gary's video, and there were some clues in there. And in this article, there's a clue here too. According to Kraken Staking service offered up to 20% APY. Yeah. So if you go and you do the standard staking with ETH, you get maybe 4.5%, something like that. And so this was significantly high. So according to Gary's video, there's a chance that staking on Kraken, you weren't actually staking with Ethereum. And there wasn't proper disclosures, and as a result, they got hit with the fine.
That's right.
And there's a potential here that Coinbase isn't doing that.
Just off the percentages alone, it indicates that, right? If Coinbase is giving their stakers equal compensation that they would receive from staking directly to the Ethereum network, then I think it's pretty safe to assume they're not injecting any sort of
and Brian's tweet was he was saying, I hear rumors. So it's not, obviously he wasn't talking to the SEC about any potential violations that Coinbase was in.
Oh, we don't know that.
We don't know.
Possibly. They could announce soon that Coinbase is. So this is the speculation, right? How far is the SEC going to go with this now? Are they just cleaning up the waters a little bit? Kraken just happened to, do a little extra shit.
Yeah.
Therefore, they violated the Howey test or whatever, so they need to be, punished for that. Or is this the SEC kind of signaling to the entire industry? We got staking on our scope. I
don't know. I feel like Kraken and 20% potential APY. I think it was a little egregious. It doesn't.
Correct.
I don't think the SEC is setting their targets on DeFi or staking or
just
anything like that.
The act of staking, right? Because that's what I think a lot of the industry is based on the reaction of what I've seen.
Yeah.
The threat is possibly looming for that, right? And that's where a lot of the the hatred for Gary at the moment lies. And not only that, it's just because this is just another knock at U.S. citizens. We're kind of tired being bucketed as this class of people.
We're idiots, dude. Apparently,
according to in the government's perspective, we're not capable of, making prudent financial decisions on our own.
And there's history to suggest that is correct.
Maybe they're right, but still, at the end of the day, I don't know. This is definitely almost an exclusive U.S. phenomena, but whatever. We're used to it. We have to deal with these things, right? Well, let's take a look at how much this actually changes things or impacts, the broader,
Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so portion of staked ETH by entity. So Lido Finance, which we're going to talk about in a second, is the biggest piece of the pie here.
Ginormous, dude.
Unlabeled is probably just lone wolves.
Yeah, the plebs.
People that have 32 ETH.
Yeah, just self-noting.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. not relying on any service providers.
Mm-hmm. Coinbase, 15%.
It's a pretty good chunk.
And then finally we reach Kraken at 8.5%.
So part of this, I guess, this
Binance here is surprising.
Yeah, it is very surprising. But part of this crackdown, I guess, is now Kraken has to shut down their whole service at all.
The American side.
The American side, which doesn't represent this whole 8.5%, right? We don't know exactly how much, but let's assume it is the whole 8.5%.
Yeah.
doesn't really like diminish like the safety of the network. If anything, now it probably improves it because that unlabeled portion, which is probably much more distributed.
Yeah.
Now there's more proportion to them, right? So,
well, people staking with Kraken probably didn't have 32 ETH to be in the unlabeled portion.
That's a good point. So this is probably bullish for Lido Finance then.
That or Coinbase.
Yeah, back to Coinbase until they get yacked.
Yeah.
If they do.
Yeah.
Again, because we don't know like the full breadth of like how stringent the SEC will get with this. But I think encourage you to click on the link in the description, watch that 3-minute video for Gary Gensler.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, here it is. So as they announced, they were putting the slap on Kraken. Gary released this video kind of explaining
I feel like he did a good job, and he doesn't really come off as a bad guy here. It's just more like, hey, the rules are there, they didn't follow it, therefore you get a fine.
Still,
the rules make sense. They're not egregious.
Yeah,
it's not as bad as everybody makes it look.
No, yeah, but you brought up a good point. Like everybody on Twitter thinks here's Gary again coming for crypto because he hates crypto.
Yeah,
and it's just simply not the case.
You don't know that though.
Well, we don't know that.
He could be like
he could be like
a wolf in sheep's clothes at the moment.
Yeah,
it's like,
for
dude,
sure.
It's like because he starts off this video like, you crypto guys, you guys made something special here. It's like, I was like, I get it. Staking really validates the blockchain, and you could build all these cool financial things on the blockchain.
Yeah.
But you can't do it this way, right?
Yeah.
Because this is what Kraken did, so fuck them. It's basically the gist of this video. But he's kind of like coming across like a good guy, but we don't know what those internal discussions are really like, right? They're feeling like, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck all this. We need to like slowly chip away at it.
Yeah.
And I've heard some theories out there on the Twitter space, like, the SECs, they know they can't stop crypto in any way.
Yeah.
It's an unstoppable force, right? They know that. They're not stupid.
They're like Batman.
Okay. They can't stop Batman, right? Everybody tries, but he's unstoppable.
Right.
But what you can do is tarnish the image and reputation of Batman.
That's right.
Which I think
that happens.
That does happen.
Yeah.
And I think SEC that is an approach, a strategy where you could tarnish and ruin like the image of staking or
crypto in general.
And so that the retail people don't want to participate, right?
Yeah.
That's a potential good thesis of like what their approach might be.
That's a good strategy. It's worked in the past.
Potentially. But then it's like, why? Yeah. So then the argument is, why would you do anything to like exclude the United States participation from this new innovation, right? Because you're just killing yourself. You're shooting yourself in the Achilles.
Yeah, but it also keeps the 1% in the top 1%, right?
That's true. It's like really only retail are getting fucked here.
Yeah,
which introduces like, now institutions get like the comfiness they're used to, right? It's like, dude, this is our market now.
Yeah, Kraken could probably offer a different service for institutions to stake with them.
Totally. As long as you're like a registered whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you got $100 million lying around. You want to get 4% on that $100 million?
That's right.
You put it in our staking protocol.
Yeah, come be in, a ETH validator whale, which I don't know. Obviously, the ETH community, I'm sure, doesn't like the idea of this.
Yeah.
You're just concentrating the pools too much more, like, I don't know.
Yeah, think about that. You're making $4 million off of your $100 million every year. That's enough to pay salaries.
But institutions, they're talking billions. They're not trying to move 100 million like a BlackRock.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's $40 million.
Even better, right?
Yeah.
I guess. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to. Okay, so this is what Coinbase does this. I guess Binance does this. Kraken did this. Not anymore. Because, like you said, not everyone has 32 ETH to self-validate, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do if I have 5 to 10 ETH and I want to like participate in this? I want my 4%.
Right.
How do I get in on this action? Well, here you go, dude. It's called Lido. There are others looming, but this is what we call liquid staking protocol. So I guess the benefit to this is they mint you like a synthetic version of your deposit, right? Mm-hmm. Which you still remain liquid as you're staking, right?
That's right.
Hence liquid staking.
Yeah.
Fucking great name, dude. So here it is. What is West ETH, dude?
It's wrapped a version of stETH. staked ETH.
Okay.
Due to the nature of Lido, the amount of stETH on your balance is not constant. It changes daily as staking rewards come in. So it reminds me a lot of Compound Protocol and DAI and all that stuff because you're yield farming here.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the same thing, except it's ETH focused.
Well, it's always been an issue. Like there are protocols in DeFi we covered a couple years ago, and DeFi is popping off like Ramp.
Yeah.
I think even Anchor was working on like ways for you to remain liquid in these markets, even though because staking is obviously becoming the dominant consensus model in this space. So a lot of people have a lot of locked up liquidity to support the security aspect of all these chains, right? So that kind of sucks. That's a lot of just locked up funds that could be leveraged to, do more stuff.
Yeah.
Contribute to the overall Web3 economy. So
yeah, look at the metrics here.
This is important.
So you're getting a 5% yield.
Nice.
Right? Total staked with Lido, 5 million ETH.
Holy Ghibli, dude. That's a lot of ETH.
160,000 stakers.
That's a lot of people.
And then the stETH market cap is $7 billion.
Wait, $7 billion?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically 5 million ETH, right?
Right. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Well, so that's why they have 31% of the pie, basically. Yeah. And I think this is only going to continue to grow. But what's the downside risk of this, dude?
Smart contract exploits.
Yeah. Can you foresee a potential like this whole thing getting exploited?
Yeah.
No,
it's scary, dude. I can't risk it.
But it's also risky in centralized hands, isn't it?
It is,
after
absolutely.
FTX.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just fuck, man. What's safe these days?
Coinbase feels comfy though.
It does.
It feels very comfy.
The fact that they were able to not get hit by the SEC for this.
At least not yet, as far as we can tell. Well, we recorded this this securities violation a couple days ago. After we recorded, 30 minutes later, Kraken gets hit with $30 million. Who knows what happens 30 minutes after this
That's right. We're going to go check Twitter. It's Coinbase got yacked.
100 million.
It's like, fuck. So, yeah. This move moves quickly, guys. If you haven't learned this yet, watching this channel, things move at lightning's pace. I when we recorded that video, I was thinking about saying, it's probably something we don't have to worry about for months. The SEC and the government moves at a snail's pace. But then, literally as we were recording, they just, hit Kraken with the band hammer.
Yeah.
They're moving quicker these days. And I think FTX has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I'm sure the CEO of Kraken called Brian and was like, hey, dude, we got hit.
Yeah.
You should send a tweet or something in support.
Warn the public?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so that happened. It's happening.
So Lido, liquid staking. Keep your eyes out for this. There's other micro rocket pools, another one. I think there are other little.
Lido has a DAO, by the way.
Yes.
Its market cap is roughly $2 billion. It's at an all-time high right now.
Yeah. So it's already quite realized the potential of this.
Yeah.
And it's even more so, I guess, obvious in this day and age. Whenever centralized staking services pose securities risks.
Right.
So definitely a sector to look out for. Not one we included, or did we? No, not one we included in our video we put out last week, which is
things to look out
top
for.
Sectors in crypto to look out for this year. Add this to the list.
I don't know. Staking? Really? That's 5%.
Dude, that's huge. That's how everything works.
No, it is how it works, but is it a sector to look out for? I don't know.
I think it is.
I mean, what are you speculating here? What do you speculate? In the Lido DAO?
There's never singular singular platforms that exist on their own. If Lido's doing so well, and the market has deemed decentralized liquid staking platforms is the way to go.
That means DeFi is about to explode.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're speculating, that's where you're going, right?
I guess if the DeFi ecosystem does a good job at leveraging these synthetic ETH. Well,
they're just gonna stake it in another protocol that's gonna yield you 300% or whatever.
Exactly. That's the fun we're looking for. That's the whole point, dude. But what I'm saying is, look out for some Lido competitors. Lido's not going to be alone in this sector. Is what I'm saying. Let's look down here. So we know the CoinGecko hack.
Yeah.
Go to tags. Here we go, dude. This is your sector right here. This is one to keep an eye on. So we got rocket pool number 2 Anchor, like I said.
Right.
And that's it. Let's just we go down the list. Look for.
That's a small list.
It's even smaller than AI, dude.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why it should be on your watch list, because small is good.
Yeah.
That means you're at the very beginning of something that's going to be. I mean, this is going to be a primitive.
Yeah.
It has to be, because
sure.
again, we're not going to just sacrifice all of our liquidity for the sake of these networks, right? We want our liquidity back so that we can still participate.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is important.
Yeah, so all these tokens, 4 billion market cap.
Yep.
So it's still kind of small.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below. Follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at Meadowzone.io, and at Rovi AI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.